welcome to the Brady and James podcast. That's me, but you may also know it as the Nitro Rad podcast.
Well, this is on your Patreon too, so is it officially no longer the Nitro Rad podcast? Welcome to the Captain Amiibo and Nitro Rad podcast. I'm your hosts. Brady.
Well, when you said I'm your host, and then I was waiting for you to say I'm your host.
I meant to say we're your hosts. Brady put a blue gel in the light like last second, so I guess we're doing another neon podcast.
It's more relaxing that way.
Yeah.
I am Brady. You may know me as Captain Amiibo on Facebook, on Twitter, or Twitch.
Yeah,
I've been streaming on Twitch now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that been going for you?
It's been going good. I got my first donation, $5.
Damn! I don't remember specifically. It was a long time ago, but I remember the first time I got a donation on YouTube. Like when I was streaming, I was like, "Wait, you gave me money? Don't."
Yeah,
Stop.
The problem was that I was ending the stream and I was really mad about it because I was like, I couldn't say thank you. I was like,
damn. Yeah, you always.
I'll contact them.
Yeah, you always gotta let them know you appreciate it because it's wild. People just throw money your way. I know on Twitch, I think on YouTube now. If you have YouTube Premium, you get a free $2 super chat that you can give to anybody.
Yeah.
When I was streaming the .flow update a couple of days ago. I think it was 2 days ago, and somebody sent me. They're like, "Oh yeah, here's my free super chat." I was like, "What free super chat?" So that's cool. Because I know Twitch has done that with Twitch Prime. You get free Twitch subscription, so you can throw that whoever you like to watch, and they get money. I don't know how that works on Twitch. I'm not a Twitch man.
Yeah, people have been subbing to me. I got a few subs. So.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Back of X subbed to me.
Oh right. So
thank you.
He's probably got the Twitch Prime then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you earn on Twitch?
Man, I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out.
Do you earn anything, or do you have to get to a certain point?
It really depends on the point you're at. Oh, jeez. It all depends on the point that you're at because, is it going to show any amount of money or income or cents, right? Because
just double checking audio. We're good.
With that, it comes to the point of you just made $2 off of your stream.
Okay.
But we're taking a percentage of that, so you get 50 cents, right?
That's what they do. If YouTube didn't take any cut, I think I would earn 3 times as much as they do. They take a pretty big cut. They take more. You earn less than what was made total. I know that for sure. It's 40% or less or something like that. It's pretty butthole. But I mean, they're the ones making deals with advertisers. I mean, honestly, it's their platform. But I mean, it's cuts rub me the wrong way when it comes to Patreon because it's I want to give my money to this person, and then Patreon's I'm going to take some of that. It's but I'm giving them money.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
we have to transfer it.
A little different. Yeah. But I mean, they gotta make money on the platform somehow. But
money.
I was thinking a while ago, how Wikipedia every now and then they're we're gonna die. Can you please donate us some money?
Yeah.
I always donate. I'm actually a financial support of Wikipedia. Every time I donate them probably between $20 or $50.
Yeah.
Because Wikipedia I think is probably the most important website.
Well, it helps.
It is. I use Wikipedia pretty much every day. If it's something as quick as a movie release date, or it's I want to find what movies an actor was in, or video game stuff. Whenever doing research on Nitro Rad for a game, I'm what other games did this company make? Wikipedia is the easiest thing to use. But I was thinking, since they need money all the time to keep the server running, obviously, because it's a free website, they don't make any money off it, 100% nonprofit. I was thinking they should probably open a Patreon. But apparently there's rules against that as a official nonprofit thing.
In a sense.
But they're allowed to sell merchandise, because it's technically something different. I don't know how that works, but If Wikipedia was able to have a Patreon, that would solve that easy. I wish they were allowed to do that.
A bunch of hoops.
Yeah. Or maybe they could just do a Patreon and be we're affiliated with Wikipedia, but it's not a Patreon for Wikipedia. It's for my house, and then they could just do it that way. But some loophole or something. But so I put out a couple of videos this month. I think I put out 3. Yeah, 3. I have this stupid unrealistic expectation where I should do 4 videos a month, but that's 1 a week, and that's takes more time. Takes more time than that to not just produce a video, but also sometimes if the game's long, Space Station Silicon Valley and Jet Force Gemini were fairly long for N64 games.
Yeah.
I think Space Station Silicon Valley took me 15 to 20 hours to finish. Jet Force Gemini took me like 25 hours because like that last long big quest is so long. It took me so long to do. But plus I had to like spend so much time trying to unlock like some of the bonus stuffs. Like you can unlock like a course from Diddy Kong Racing, but you have to beat this really hard like racing mini game. It took me like an hour and a half or 2 hours to do it because it's so difficult.
Yeah.
And then also like you can like when you kill an enemy, you can like pick up their heads for like head count or whatever. I guess the proof that you killed them, like some weird alien version of like what you do in The Witcher, with like I killed the griffin, here's its head to prove it. But except we're gonna carry 300 ant heads in my wallet. Yeah, and I'm talking like human-sized heads, not little ants.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like they're giant alien ants. But yeah, like it took me forever to grind to 300 ant heads just to show what the cheats were. But yeah, like the Space Station Silicon Valley and Jet Force Gemini were both games I really wanted to play for a long time. I wanted to do both of them this month because back when I was like a little kid and I was in daycare, for like the summer, because like when you're like 6 or 7, you're too young to stay home alone. During the summer, I would go to a daycare. I guess it was more like more of a summer camp than a daycare, but they called it the daycare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to watch the big kids play N64, like the older kid N64 games, like a T-rated stuff.
Yeah.
So I used to watch them play, like, I guess Space Station Silicon Valley is E-rated, but I used to watch them play that and Jet Force Gemini one time. And those are the only 2 games I would watch them play that I never ever heard anybody talk about since. And Space Station Silicon Valley was one I didn't even know what that was for the longest time until I talked about that in the video. Like all I remember was there was like a fox in a toilet. Or no, there's a fox. You're playing as a fox, and there's like a guy with his legs sticking out of a toilet. And I thought that was really funny as a kid. And I was like, how do you find a game based on that? You type in Fox Man in Toilet N64. You're not gonna get it, right?
Yeah.
And so that's just, I wanted to experience the whole thing, see what that was all about. And same with Jet Force Gemini, that's just like the only Rareware game on N64, except for maybe like the Mickey Mouse racing game that like I never hear anybody talk about.
Oh, Mickey Mouse USA.
Mickey Speedway USA.
Yeah, Speedway.
Yeah, my cousin had that game. I played it, I think, one time, or maybe I watched him play it. Maybe neither. Maybe I just heard him say it one time. I don't know. It's just when you got Mario Kart and Diddy Kong Racing, why do you need a Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it in magazines and like ads and at flea markets and stuff, but I've never actually played it. And
I've never.
I was like, I
don't know anybody cares about.
I played Toy Story Racers.
Oh, there's Toy Story Racers.
Yeah, there was a Toy Story kart game on the PS1, and it was fun as hell.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are 2 videos I did. I also did a video on Ghost Giant.
Yeah?
Yeah. That was a really, really kind of personal video for me because I talk about like how I dealt with anxiety in like high school and like kind of like how I sort of got over it. And that video did not do very well. Like it only got like, how many views? Like 60,000 views. Like after 2 weeks, 60,000 is pretty low for me. Like between 80 and 100,000 views is like what I kind of need to sustain and pay the bills. So it's like when it didn't do too well.
Yeah.
But I did get a lot of really nice comments, kind of like relating to what I said about like dealing with anxiety and how they got over it in different ways. And I thought that was like really, really wonderful.
Positivity is definitely a good feedback, despite like if it didn't do well or anything like that, right?
And even just like as a puzzle game, that's like a really fun game. Yeah. It's kind of like, do you remember? I should have said this in the video. Do you remember Hapland on Miniclip?
Hapland. It sounds familiar.
It was like one screen. And there's like stick guys, and you gotta like click on a bunch of stuff to try and like, oh, I need to click on the cloud right when the vulture goes by to make him drop the egg, and click on the stick guy to get him to pick up the egg. It's like this ridiculously specific long solution to like a puzzle. It's so like convoluted, but it's just one long convoluted puzzle, and it's just exciting to be like, oh, I know this can do that, and it's just try and figure it out. I can never beat it as a kid, but it's kind of like that where you're sitting around you. Obviously, it's not like that difficult, but like you're sitting around, you're like, oh, what can I do here? Because you're a giant ghost, and you got to try and like figure something out for like the little kid, little cute cat guy, and yeah, it's a really, really fun game. You can borrow it if you want. I have a physical copy. Yeah. It's like a short, like 2-hour game, so you can. Yeah, it's like quick, good VR game.
Might be something.
What?
Might be something I'll play like upcoming days.
You could live stream that.
Yeah, I could. I definitely got to get a proper setup.
We can live stream directly from the PS4.
Yeah, that's true.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you're live streaming a PSVR, you can't
see the chat.
You don't see the camera. You can see the chat. They have a solution for that now, which is actually pretty fine. And I'm pretty I like it. It just it looks a little intrusive when you're like watching on the stream. Like that looks really in the way, but like it's set so like your eyes, you got two eyes, you can just look past it. You don't even notice it. You have to like look down. It's just like each comic comes up and fades. It comes up and fades. It's pretty all right, especially for like as long as you don't have like 1,000 viewers and there's like a lot
and you don't have slow mode on
or if you don't have slow mode on, But you could do that. That'd be good. That's a good game to go through. Speaking of live streaming.
Yeah, speaking about live streaming, I've been streaming quite a bit this month.
Yeah.
I'm always streaming Smash Bros with with the chat. I always like to interact with people with the
like fight them.
Yeah, fight them and see how they're doing. It's a fun thing. I had you on there once.
Oh yeah.
We chatted.
I wasn't playing anything with you, but I was just like talking. I don't remember what we were talking about, but it's a small.
Just about anything and everything. I also streamed Raft Wars one day. It was a mini clip game.
Oh, you told me about this, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was over at my buddy Zeblay's, and I sat down, and I was like, I know I said I want to stream something. I don't know if you guys want to stream with me, but I'm gonna just do this little stream. I'm gonna run through Raft Wars, and that's it. And they were like, yeah, okay. And so I streamed Raft Wars, and I was like, yeah, that's the end. Bye.
God.
But I also started Persona 5 again. I'm gonna try.
Really?
I'm gonna try doing Persona 5 through stream.
I remember you were like really excited for that when it came out, and you just never picked it up.
My hype died immediately after I got it because I was still working at McDonald's. I still hated that friggin' place, and it was just putting me down. I didn't have enough time to really sit down and play it. But
that was 2 jobs ago. At this point, yeah. And
speaking about 2 jobs, let's take that second job off. I'm no longer at Subway.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally. Sons of guns, friggin' bitch heads. Went and messaged me yesterday. I'm on my computer. I'm like, man, it's a nice day. I have the day off. Might stream, might not stream. I see on my phone, hey, can you come into work? And it's like a number I've never seen before. And I'm like, is someone at EB? I was like 9 to 11. I was like, we're closed after that. So I was just like, I don't work there anymore.
God,
I can't.
Somebody didn't get the memo,
like,
clearly.
They were like, oh, okay, sorry. And I was just like, why didn't they cross my name out
they probably,
on the contact list?
God, they probably just didn't. They were too lazy to. Or they forgot to. That must I could not imagine quitting a job you put in your 2 weeks. Your 2 weeks are over. You don't work there anymore. You're finally free, and then a couple days later you get a text message. Hey, can you come into work? It's like, no, I don't work there anymore.
Like,
Lord, that's so funny.
Like, why?
That's so funny. Why did you do that?
I've been streaming. I've been not Subwaying.
Not Subwaying. I've been Subwaying lately. I still eat Subway.
Well, I mean,
I love Subway, honestly.
But it's good. It's just the work ethic's shitty.
I love their spicy buffalo chicken wrap.
Yeah.
I love that shit. Good.
What else have I been streaming? I've been streaming Smash Bros, Persona 5.
You played Sonic Team Racing, didn't
Sonic Team Racing. I was also streaming
Team Sonic Racing?
Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah.
I was mixing it up.
I always thought it was Sonic Team Racing. Yeah.
Sonic Team Racing. Team Sonic Racing. Shit. Sonic Heroes Racing is really good. Well, I wouldn't say really good. I'd say it's a pretty solid game.
Wouldn't say it's pretty good.
Well, I mean, like, compared to like things like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Mario Kart Crash Team Racing type of guy.
Yeah.
Sonic or Team Sonic Racing's. Have you played?
I played All-Star Racing's Transformed a couple of times with friends, and I didn't love it. It was okay.
Yeah.
But
it's basically like a just Sonic crushed into like almost that style. Like instead of pressing the A button to drive, you have to press the R button like any other kind of racing game nowadays.
What I think I'm gonna like about Team Sonic Racing is they don't have the transformed vehicles.
Yes.
I did not like the plane stuff.
No.
I felt like it was really like, how do I felt like there's too much. Like, how do I know I'm getting the best speed out of this? Like, I don't know. I'm just flying. I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't have complaints over it. I mean, like, I guess maybe like some mini game gimmicks where it's like, yo, you have to drift into these goalposts.
Is that like optional though?
It's optional stuff.
Is there like a campaign mode?
Yeah, there's like a story.
There's a story.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of a story.
I like a stupid Sonic story. What's the story? Is there like a new bad guy? Or is it just like
play it? You're gonna have to play it. There's a new character.
Oh, I saw the new character. Kyle Hebert voices him.
Yeah.
He's also the new voice of Big the Cat, I think.
Yeah.
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 It's fun.
Another good thing I like about Team Sonic Racing is that the personalities of the Sonic Boom cartoon kind of did a bit of a merge.
Really?
Where they I don't know, the characters have better interactions with one another.
Yeah.
Where it's like it fits.
Wow.
I mean, Knuckles is like a little bit dumb, but
because
like,
Knuckles was never dumb in the course.
He was
Sonic
gullible.
games. He was gullible,
But he's not dumb.
It wasn't just a meathead, but in Sonic Boom, they just made him a big dumb idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that fit well for Knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something I wasn't disappointed in buying. So like, especially for a first day purchase.
It wasn't even a full price game either. It wasn't $79.99.
Yeah.
And yes, games in Canada are $79.99.
Yeah. Gotta love the
Looney sucks right now.
conversion rates.
So it was $49.99 here. So I guess it's $39.99 in the States. So only $10 more expensive here. But I bought it today. I got the Switch version because I wanted to get the PS4 version, but I mean you have it on Switch, and I want to be able to play with you. So, and plus I'm sure the PS4 version, since it's not a cartridge game, that'll go down in price like faster.
Yeah.
So if I ever feel like getting the PS4 version, that'll be an easy purchase to get down the road for cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I want to play it in 4K, 60 FPS.
Full 4K.
I hate that. So the
4K,
Crash
yeah, the
HD
4K.
Racing's full fur case. Like that pun barely works.
Yeah.
Barely works. Speaking of we saw Hey You Pikachu in theaters.
Detective Pikachu.
Did I say Hey You Pikachu?
Yeah, you
again?
said Hey
I
You
keep
Pikachu.
calling this movie Hey You Pikachu, and I don't know why. I cannot
it
say
just-
Detective Pikachu.
When you think of Pikachu as a title, first thing you're going to think about is Hey You Pikachu.
That was the game that his
we
name
grew
was
up around that game, which was Hey You Pikachu.
I grew up playing the crap out of that game. I think like 100%ed it somehow. It's a bad game that barely works, but I spent a lot of time on it as a kid.
So when we think of a Pikachu titled thing, it's like Hey You Pikachu.
Hey You Pikachu.
Yeah.
I got Hey You Pikachu the same year I got a GameCube. Because I remember, I got them both for Christmas. What we would always do back when my grandparents were still alive, we would always have like our family would come down and we have Christmas, and then after like lunchtime we would go to my grandparents' house where my extended family would come, like my aunts and my cousins. We would all go there and we kind of have like our family Christmas dinner, and that's when they would exchange gifts.
Okay.
And I got a GameCube for my grandmother. On my mom's side, who was staying with us at the time. She gave me a GameCube, and I got SSX Tricky, and I got Super Mario Sunshine. I was so stoked to play this GameCube, but I also really wanted Hey You Pikachu at the time, because like the idea of talking to Pikachu, like I was big
into interacting with the.
I was big into Pokemon at the time. Even it was interesting. Like you could be a Pokemon fan and not play the games, because I never played the Pokemon games. I just watched the show, and I collected the cards, and I had a lot of plush toys.
Yeah.
I still have my old Charmander and Quagsire over there. I got Quagsire because I thought it was Squirtle as a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, this ain't Squirtle. So I grew up with
Looks
that
like a Ditto Squirtle.
dorky looking dude instead. But and my cousin, my older cousin, she's like 25 at the time.
Yeah.
She bought me Hey You Pikachu for Christmas after, and I was really excited, but at the same time I was like, wait, I just got a GameCube. Oh no, I don't know. Yeah, like it's like, oh, do I play this or do I hook up the game? And obviously, I hooked up the GameCube and I played SSX and Mario Sunshine first. But then a couple days later, then I put the N64 back on and played Hey You Pikachu, and I played it so much. Oh my god!
I got my copy at a flea market.
Oh yeah? Did you get the microphone and the thing?
Yeah, it was interesting. And then like I played it and I was like, yeah, this is really fun. But the guy said, if you do get bored of this, I'll give you the guarantee you can trade this in.
Now, like a flea market?
Yeah,
That's weird.
Yeah, like he like next flea market, I could swap it for it.
Okay.
Of something of equal value, which was Pokemon Snap. So I got Pokemon Snap, and I was like, yeah, this is fun.
Much better.
And now I'm just like, I kind of miss Hey You Pikachu.
Well, I mean, Pokemon Snap's a way better game than stupid
for sure.
Hey You Pikachu.
I remember playing Pokemon Snap, Puzzle League, Mario Kart 64.
Puzzle League, I will die.
At like the dentist.
I will die on the hill that Pokemon Puzzle League is the best Pokemon game. I love that game so much. But I mean, I'm just not big into
I remember you were like, you want to play this? I was like, okay. And then like, boom, 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 boom. I'm done. I was dead.
Yeah,
I was like, oh. Okay.
Puzzle League has a really high skill ceiling. Like, I'm alright at it, but like as you, someone that's never really played it, I can like brrr and just destroy you.
Yeah.
But if you ever see Robbie play that game,
You
is
keep telling me that.
nuts.
It scares me.
I don't know how he does it. I can't lay a chicken finger on him.
Tetris is like my thing. Like that's my level.
I'm okay at Tetris. I'm probably better at Tetris than Puzzle League, but I think I'm better at Dr. Mario than the other two. Dr. Mario is the one puzzle game I'm kind of like I'm a little good at, I'd say.
I remember I was playing Tetris in our group chat. That message popped. I was like, "You ruined my Tetris game!"
And you're like, "Hey, you ruined my Tetris game!" And I was like, "Andrew, Brady said you ruined his Tetris game."
What did it cost, Brady's Tetris game?
God. But back on topic.
Yeah.
Hey, Detective Pikachu. We saw that in theaters. I think like the day after it came out.
Yeah.
I did a little video saying my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
There's like I liked it. I thought it was all right, but there's some stuff I didn't like about it. But I say that like in the video.
Yeah.
What do you think about it though?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm an adult now, right? So I have the mind and like perspective of an adult.
Yeah.
Really good kids movie. Really great kids movie.
There's some adult jokes in there though.
Yeah, they had some adult jokes that like I mean, of course, like you're gonna need to catch the adults' eyes that are bringing the kids here. Like, oh man, I won't see this. But like I think like the one of the few parts that really was just like that wasn't really necessary was like when the news reporter girl was on the steps in the apartment, like at the very start of that, and I'm just like, it was just not.
I was waiting
formed
for,
well.
Yeah,
like,
I was waiting for a punchline.
Like some jokes or something.
It's like, is this a joke? Oh no, it's not. And I got like 2 comments from angry people trying to defend it. It's like, no, it's trying to be self-aware and it's trying to be bad. And it's like, what are you fucking talking about?
So you wanted to make this clip in a movie really bad, so it was just a way.
There's a difference between being self-aware and poking fun at yourself, which is what they're arguing. This was not this was just bad writing and bad delivery.
I'm waiting for people to defend the Sonic movie.
People defend everything.
People are defending the Sonic movie right now, but
I think there's people. It must be younger people, but I think there's people that don't realize you can like something and also be critical of it.
Yeah.
Like every time I make any criticism of any game, I get at least like 1 or 2 comments being like, "You're wrong. It's supposed to be like that. You just didn't get it." It's like, no, it's bad. Okay, I like the game. I can admit there's a thing about it I don't like. Like
I love Punky Skunk, but like there are some things where I'm just
I understand you.
The volleyball thing.
Oh, that volleyball game drove me.
No, that was terrible. That was terrible, even for my standards.
I think Punky Skunk's like a C grade mediocre game, but it's fine. Like it's not bad at all, you know.
But like God forbid you have a differing opinion on something that someone worships and praises, like the friggin' sun, and it's like,
yeah, God, it's just man, people gotta.
Before you see Pikachu, before you see Hey You Pikachu,
I've never, I see those thumbnails all the time. I've never clicked on. I've never clicked on.
I remember seeing the one for Metal Gear Solid 5. Before you buy Phantom Pain,
it's always the same image, but they put a different head on it. And I think it looks stupid. I don't know who that guy is. Put me on your head, like before you buy.
Before you buy Amiibos. I'm gonna do that as a video. Before you buy Amiibos.
Amiibos, yeah. God.
Gotta be considerate of the scalpers out there.
Should you wait for the reprint? Maybe this first batch isn't so good looking.
Yeah. Look at this Marth. Now look at this Marth. Now wait before you buy.
Did they like update the NES one? I have the first NES.
I know they updated Villager. Because he has he has larger eyes in the original.
The proportions look slightly more accurate to the 3D render. Yeah.
Which was his eyes are a little bit smaller.
Because Ness's eyes, I got Ness beside Lucas. Yeah. Lucas looks fine, but Ness's eyes look like they're slightly too big.
Yeah. They don't look quite right. Ness was printed first, right?
Yeah.
So like, as you can see, like they were like, okay, we got that. And
but I think they did a Ness reprint that fixed the eyes. Yeah. Though, I think.
Well, I gotta say nowadays, like half the amiibos are just like, whew, they're really nice.
The newer ones look really good.
Yeah. K. Rool's like scales are like.
K-Rool looks awesome. My favorite is Ridley. I got him there beside Samus. The Ridley amiibo looks amazing. Wow.
I still laugh at the person that came to the Smash Bros lineup.
Yeah.
When I was like, I'm gonna wait either way. I don't care. I don't care if I'm working there. I'll wait. Waited from 2 a.m. till 10.
Why you wait that long?
Amiibos, man. Oh, because you get these people that come up there and they're like, "You've been here for that long? Surely they're gonna have enough." And I'm like, "Buddy, you haven't been in this game long enough." It's like
You're talking like you're in Goodfellas.
like seriously though, like I've been dealing with this for I started my relationship with Kai
Yeah.
around the same time Amiibos were released.
Yeah.
Two things I hold dear. Two things I know much about.
It's easy to like remember when your anniversary is. Then,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
When did the Mario Amiibo come out? That's
our anniversary soon, Amiibo.
That's not what I was talking. Goddamn.
No, but yeah, like it's. I mean, I remember the anniversaries of like my relationship, but yeah, but like it's
My first relationship, it was really easy because it was just January 1st.
Oh wow.
Because it was just
Happy
New Year's Day. Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Granted, it didn't make it to the first anniversary. But...
New Year's resolution.
God damn. We were talking about Pikachu.
Yeah, back to Pikachu. It's a good kids movie. It's a decent watch.
Some people said they didn't like the villain, like the scene where he's like, I have this hologram and I can just see what the police don't or something. It's like
Pokemon.
The more I think about that, the more I'm like, wait, why was he able to know that? And why did I don't know. But I mean, I'm sure you're not supposed to think too much about it. It's just like, well, it was well made and competent, and it's like I'd say it's like the first good Hollywood video game movie.
I will say though, like Pokemon in itself has some pretty wild things where it's unexplainable. So I mean, it kind of makes sense. That's like my only defense to it, where it's like Pokemon has some interesting shit where it's like they'll do this and they won't explain it, but it's like how would you have known that? And it's like, well, Poke Science. Like,
Poke Science. Like, it's like whatever. It's like forgivable because like shut your brain off. It's fine.
Yeah.
But when I said it was like it's probably the first good video game movie, like I got a lot of comments being like, actually Prince of Persia was. It's like I heard Prince of Persia was really bad.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, like it doesn't matter how bad a movie is, there will be people that like it. Yeah. And this is like a lot of people are like, I don't trust critic reviews. I trust user reviews. Is like, well, maybe with video games, but I don't trust user reviews for movies because everybody likes everything. Like literally, Google the shittiest fucking movie. It'll say like at least 80% of Google users like this movie. Every awful Adam Sandler film, every bad rom-com, every bad action movie, at least 80% of the users. People just like everything when it comes to... Because a video game, you can play it and not be into it, and you have to like play... A movie, you sit down and just watch it for an hour and a half, and by the time it's over, if you were entertained, they say yes. You know, people... I don't trust user reviews for movies. No.
Mario Bros. Movie is terrible. I love it. I love the Mario Bros.
I've never watched the full thing.
I know that they made like a kind of a chopped up version on Disney Channel,
really,
or Family Channel, a long while ago. Like they actually removed a few clips.
Oh, really?
Compared to the original movie, and then I watched the original, and I was just like,
some scenes too scary or something.
No, some scenes were just like out of it because I guess they didn't have enough time. And it's like, yeah, well, that wasn't important.
Oh, so they cut it down to fit the TV slot. I see.
But like I love that movie.
So usually,
despite it being really bad.
Usually, what they do, I think this is what they do. Actually, I might have just made this up, but well, I don't want to say this is what they do because I don't know if this is what they do or not. And I come to think of it, but what I would do is I would just change the length of credits, like speed up or slow down the credits, just to match like the end of the.
Yeah, but
slot.
you know, you got to give credit to everyone.
Hey, you can be fast credits. You're like.
No, you gotta take it all in.
Did we talk about MCU last podcast?
MCU.
Because I was watching all the Marvel movies.
We talked because we ended it with we're gonna go see Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
but
okay. So we did.
We didn't talk about Endgame.
We didn't talk about Endgame.
No, because,
hey, we should talk about Endgame. But just an update. Like, I wanted to watch Ant-Man 1 and 2 just because I like Paul Rudd, and then I was like. Kind of feel like rewatching Iron Man because I saw that when I was like in middle school, and then I rewatched Iron Man, then I rewatched Iron Man 2, and that was like all of the movies I saw in the MCU other than Guardians, and I was like, well, why don't I watch Captain America? Why don't I watch Thor? Why don't I watch Avengers? And I'm like, well, Endgame hype was, and then I ended up. I watched Black Panther recently, which was the last one.
Yeah.
Now I've seen every MCU movie except Thor: Dark World, which I skipped because everyone tells me it's bad. Yeah, we saw Endgame. I didn't see it with you. I saw it with my friend Daniel. Should we say spoiler warning? We can just not say spoilers. Just say it was good.
Yeah. Like I mean,
Let's go spoilers. I'll put a timestamp here.
Alright.
Skip here if you don't want spoilers.
The fact that they were just like, yo, let's just go kill Thanos. I was just like...
When they just... Thor just chops his head off right away.
I was just like...
I was like, wait, so what's... This is a 3-hour movie. What's the movie gonna be now?
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, it's like, what did you do? I went for that. I was like, that was a great callback.
That was a really, yeah. Man, I actually rewatched Infinity War a couple nights ago, and I want to rewatch Endgame. I thought Endgame was probably like one of the best MCU movies.
Yeah.
I actually tweeted about that. I was like, here's my favorite ones. And someone was like, oh, I would actually swap out Endgame for Infinity War. It's like, well, then it would be wrong.
That would be yours.
Because I said, this is my... He's like, they... In the context of my tweet, I was like, these are the ones I like most. It's like, no, I would change this. It's like, well, then it wouldn't be the ones I like most, which would make it
yours.
Like I'm saying what I like the most. I'm not saying what's... That's the problem with, like, tier lists.
These are the best ones. This is what I like.
People always interpret tier lists as someone saying this is definitively what it is, and not just like these are what I like best.
You speak for everyone.
Yeah, and then every tier list on Twitter has 1,000 comments from angry fucking goblins.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson when I did the fast food one. Because I ranked Wendy's really low.
Yeah. I like Wendy's, but I don't give a shit that you don't like Wendy's.
I don't like Wendy's. I think it's bad. Yeah. People wanted to kill me over it. Oh no, I don't like a burger from a certain joint. Let's go back into Endgame spoilers. Yeah. I'm going to actually put the spoiler warning, another one. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Hey, Thor dies. I meant to say Thanos dies.
Thanos goes to jail.
Thanos goes to jail.
Dead jail.
I think... I kind of... A lot of people thought this was kind of... Saw this coming, like... Tony Stark using the Infinity Gauntlet. I thought that scene was so fucking good. Yeah. When Thanos says, I am inevitable, and snaps, and nothing happens. And then Tony Stark's got him, he's like, I am Iron Man. Snaps his fingers. Yeah. It's like, it felt like... It
was such a Tony Stark.
It felt like Tony didn't know what to say. He just goes, fuck it, Iron Man, whatever.
And the best part, though, is... He always had a plan, pretty much. Yeah. Like he always had things, like, predetermined, or, like... Because, like, he had, like, that big, like... thing at the end when he was gone, and he was just speaking. It's like, so if anything does happen, we have this, and we can talk about this. He predicted
that he might not make it through that, because he knew, like, in case he died, he might he considered that.
It was predetermined.
Yeah, there is the reminder. Do you remember when Doctor Strange held up his finger? This was he knew, like, this is the one outcome I saw in Infinity War. It involves you doing this. He's like, okay. And he just went for it and used the gauntlet. And
it's like, well, why couldn't you tell us what happened? Because it might not.
Because you probably won't do it. Because like if Tony knew he would die if he used the gauntlet, he might not have done it. And God, I like the part when, like, everyone's got the gauntlet and they're trying to get away, and that was a really good moment to have, like, everyone's favorite hero have, like, their 5 minutes on screen, like, carrying the MacGuffin around, like, it went from Spider-Man to Black Panther to
who's gonna use it? Who's gonna use
it? It was really cool when, like, Hulk used it to bring everybody back, because it made sense, because, like,
he was the closest thing to a Titan.
Yeah, and then when Thanos... I didn't expect this movie to have time travel. Apparently, a lot of people theorized it. Yeah. I read the theories after. My friend Daniel explained that people thought they were going to use the Time Stone to go back in time.
He secretly didn't destroy them.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah. Okay. What do you mean secretly didn't destroy them? People knew he destroyed them before the movie came out?
Well, I mean, like, during it, like, when they confronted him.
Yeah, before the movie came out, people were theorizing they were going to get the Time Stone from Thanos and use it to go back in time. But no, because he destroys the Infinity Stones. Yeah. Yeah, and that's when Thor just chops his head off, because he was like dying, and he just kill him right there. But when past Thanos comes to the future, he's like, oh, well, I'm going to just wipe out all life and start from the beginning. I was like, Jesus Christ, you really got to stop him now. Oh, my God. Yeah. Not to interrupt, but another part when, like, everyone kept saying, Tony, you're the one who didn't lose anything. And I was thinking, like, yeah, I guess he was. Because, like, he still has his family, still has Pepper. But then I realized, no... Peter Parker died. Yeah. And that was Tony's. Yeah. People didn't realize... Because Tony Stark is such, like, a playboy, hotshot... Nobody realized how much he cared about Peter Parker. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, you know what? Nobody knows that. Damn. Yeah. It's like Captain America lost Bucky. Yeah. I'm sure other people lost.
Yeah, like a whole bunch of people lost something.
The Wakanda girl, she lost Black Panther.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know there's more. I can't
someone
remember.
has lost someone, or someone.
Everybody lost at least one person except Tony. Is what I remember. Yeah. Oh, like Rocket lost all of his
Groot
friends.
and everyone.
I thought that was kind of neat because like Rocket is my favorite Guardians of the Galaxy character. So it was like really convenient that he's the one. Like the one I like is he's the one that gotta survives. Yeah. What do you think of the movie?
I think it was great. It was very emotional, very impacting. One thing I really liked was at the end of Infinity War, when Thanos steps out onto the porch and he just takes in at the sunset.
And smiles.
And then how it pretty much opens up to Thor walking away into a blurriness onto the same porch with the same soundtrack, actually.
In Endgame?
Yeah.
Is that how Endgame ends?
No, how it begins. Because after he chops off his head, he walks away from the rest of the group. Because Thor felt the most guilt because he could have killed Thanos.
Not at the very beginning, but after they killed Thanos.
Yeah.
I see. So you're saying it kind of draws parallels to how Thanos must have felt guilt killing every half of the universe, but then Thor
both
also felt
sides of the event.
That's interesting.
And how Thanos's like the soundtrack that went with it, the score, was just Thanos' victory, and now Thanos' defeat.
Yeah.
But Thor's plunge into guilt and sorrow. Yeah. Really good.
I thought what they did with Captain America was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I did not expect I expected Tony Stark to die.
Yeah.
I did not expect them to like kill off Captain America, but he's out of the picture now, but in a really cool way.
Yeah, very peaceful.
Like he went back in time to return the Infinity Stones. He didn't come back. He lived his life.
Yeah.
He had that dance. That really got to me.
Yeah.
Not as much as I Love You 3000.
Yeah.
That was
I mean, there's some major things like Tony Stark interacting with his dad. And I was just like, man.
I like how you get to see young Hank Pym as well.
And he was just like. He's like, I don't even know this kid yet, and I feel like I would do everything for him. And I was just like,
and I love how like everyone treats Ant-Man like he's just an idiot.
No.
They don't even know who he is. He doesn't know what he's doing there, and like they just ditch him in New York at that one point. That was really funny.
Yeah.
Also, of course, the best part of the whole movie was Fat Thor.
Oh yes.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Thornite.
God, and I was really happy that the blue alien guy, what was his name? Korg? He was alive. That was a great character. Yeah. Oh, you probably wouldn't know him. He's from Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, you still haven't seen Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I think Ragnarok's the best MCU movie.
Korg, that's the
big blue guy.
The big
like this.
Yeah. Thor. The kids call me a dickhead.
He's calling me a dickhead. Oh yeah, and he talks was it like New Master 69 or something?
Yeah.
That was really funny.
I'm going to rip off your head and shove it up your butt.
God. At the end, when he goes to the Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's like Thor Ragnarok, the direction kind of was more Guardians. Now they're just combining it too. And it's like, that's perfect. It's funny because like he's the only one of the like OG 3 that they're not decommissioning. Like the Thor movies are done, but he's gonna continue.
There's so much more they can do with Thor, right?
Yeah. Thor's. It's funny because like Thor, I thought would be the character I cared the least about.
Yeah.
Before I went into it, because like. I never cared about Norse mythology. I think like the Norse go Odin and Thor and yada yada. I was never interested in that. But like, he's just such like I think it's just Chris Hemsworth. I almost called him Kremsworth. Yeah, and he's just like we talked.
I
about
like
that
bit. Scene. I like that
that's
scene.
So funny.
I gotta watch it.
You really should watch the Ragnarok. It's so good. But I think it's just Johnny Thor makes that actor makes the role so good.
Another thing I liked was Ant-Man just like eating his food, but his taco gets blown away.
Oh yeah,
and it's like hey, normal size man.
Yeah,
and it's just like he's like, where's big guy? He's like, big kitchen. and then like Hulk's walking by and he just hands him a taco.
Yeah.
I also seen there was a commercial where Ant-Man steals Bruce's Coca-Cola from his fridge, and then he just goes nuts and he's chasing him around town.
I didn't see that.
And then he's like, he can't open up the Coke, so Ant-Man just goes.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I really liked what they did with Hulk, like, because of the 5 years later.
Yeah.
And it's like, in spite of like such a huge loss, he finally got over like his character arc. He's like, I think Bruce Banner is like one of my favorite characters, but again. It's funny because all my favorite characters are just the actors I like. Like
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo is just a great, like he's really like humble and like adorable kind of like dude. And like I really just love what he did with the role. And again, same with Paul Rudd. I love Scott Lang just because I like Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's funny.
Originally, Hulk was supposed to actually like fight in the last bit in Infinity War.
Really?
But that scene got removed, and they were like, well, it was like he could have made peace with Hulk and like kind of combined themselves. But after the whole transitional period, where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk with Bruce, blah blah blah, and it's just him cutting pancakes.
Yeah,
that was a more fitting way of doing that.
It was it just cuts to Hulk with glasses, and he's just doing the normal Bruce Banner voice.
And
I was
freaking
like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember when the spoiler was going around? There was like 4 minutes.
I steered away.
There was 4 minutes. I actually watched it before I watched any of them, and I didn't understand it. And I forgot all about it, but before I watched Endgame. But what the spoiler was, the 4 minute clip that was going around, it was that dinner scene.
Really?
Where Hulk had, I think it was the dinner scene. I don't know, or no, maybe it was a scene where like they go back in time or something.
Yeah.
But the audio was really muffled. I couldn't hear what anyone was saying. But like it was just Hulk with the glasses, like acting as Bruce Banner. That was what the spoiler was. Oh no, yeah, it's when they're in New York. And then there's two Hulks. And I thought, after I saw the spoilers, I was like, oh, I thought Bruce Banner, Hulk, and the Hulk got separated is what I thought happened. But yeah. The whole time travel storyline is a really good way of, like, kind of wrapping up the series. Like, oh, here's all the most fun moments from the series. Kind of doing that again. The elevator scene where he's like, it's okay, hail Hydra. That was like, that was really good.
Yeah. He's like, just rip out like this thing in my chest. Just give me like a heart attack.
Oh, give me like a stroke or something.
Yeah, stroke. And he's just
heart
like
failure. He's like, you sure? He's like, yeah, it looks fine.
It's like, you wear an axe? I was like, yeah. God. And like the Captain America versus Captain America scene, that was funny. It's like, where'd you get that?
The different costumes. America's ass.
Yeah, that's America's ass. All right.
But yeah, I guess that wraps it up for Endgame.
Yeah.
Coming right here. Spoilers are all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else can we talk about? Oh, I actually had an idea for a new podcast segment.
Yeah.
We're going to take questions from our patrons.
Hell yeah.
May as well, like, the patrons are the ones that watch this. May as well, like, have some sort of interactivity. So, I didn't expect to get so many questions. I got, like, 22. I don't know if we'll answer all of them. I don't know if we'll have time, but we'll answer like as many as we can.
We could probably do some for next time.
Yeah, we might be able to save some for next time. Or I think next time I'll just make the post again, and if we didn't get to someone's question, I can just ask it again, or maybe ask something different. Yeah. But the first question is, what do I not like about Crash Bandicoot? I don't know if that's stemming from something I ever said at one point. I know you like Crash Bandicoot. That might be more aimed at me.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with, is there something you don't like about Crash Bandicoot? I know you're a big Crash fan.
Christ. I'm gonna have to think about that. So you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot to me always just felt like a side scroller in 3D. Like the next generations of consoles came, we could do a whole lot new in 3D, but it's like Crash just didn't. It was just the same thing as they were already doing, except you're going forward instead of right. And, like, I don't know, like, Mario 64 is, like, you have all these different moves, just, like, all these microscopic, micro-decisions of, like, what kind of jumps you're going to make to get around the course. It's just the fluidity and the freedom. And Crash is just a jump button and a D-pad, and that's it. And I guess some people like the simplicity, but it's, like, it's just too simple. I just felt like this was a revolutionary period, and Crash just wasn't innovating. It's just, like... I thought it was just a marketing is what people remember Crash for more so than the actual gameplay. Because compared to, like, what they're doing with Rayman and Mario, it doesn't hold a candle to it. Even Spyro I thought was, like, way more intuitive. But that's the whole thing I don't really like about Crash. I don't think they're bad games. It's just, compared to the competition at the time, it's no question. Yeah. You know?
I think you're completely wrong. No, I'm joking. No, absolutely. Like, you got your opinion on that. I guess not even about, like, Crash Bandicoot in a sense. It's mainly just how
the games got bad.
The games have fell apart, and it's like they all brought something new to the table. I mean, Crash: The Wrath of Cortex was horrible. There were things I was looking forward to when I was younger, and then once I played it, I was like, "This is garbage." Crash Bash, that was a terrible party game. Still play it though.
Is that the PS1 one?
It's the PS1 one. And it's just how separated every like category or genre of Crash has been over the time. You got the Naughty Dog era. You got Vicarious Visions. You got all these different Mind Over Mutants and stuff.
Did Sierra have it at one point?
Yeah, at one point they were doing some stuff.
It's like Universal was publishing it.
But like everyone's all so split up about one thing. One's beating the nostalgia drum. One's nitpicking about like Crash having a weird design on his arms or tribal tattoos. One's just about how they were trying to rip off Naughty Dog themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like Crash is Crash, and it's like there was no real like because he was the first 3 games were him just doing platforming and stuff.
So you felt it kind of had the same problem Sonic's had over the years.
Yes.
Kind of, you can't decide what they want to do with that series. Yeah.
Where it's like, oh well, we could do this now, and it's like, but like they could take everything. And consider it's like take the good from what was in the Naughty Dog era, which was kind of like the platforming, do like the beat 'em up style of the Mind Over Mutant games, and have the humor of like the racing games and all these things like that.
I hear Twinsanity is the one new one.
Twinsanity was
like the one new good one.
Was really good. It had potential, but it was like buggy, and then it had so much cut content. Compared to, because like I'm still discovering like files and audio files. And
have you checked like the TCRF page?
Yeah, like it's there's so much content that was cut from there that the game that I played would have been completely different from what they
it was probably
had.
rushed to meet a deadline. That's the problem with like publishers having control over that stuff. So
one thing I don't like about Crash Bandicoot right now is that there's no word on a new Crash game. And that scares me because I'm just worried Crash is just going to be another nostalgia drum being banged because of the trilogy and then CTR.
Nitro Fueled. Yeah. They're, that's what's called, right?
Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Yeah. Well, so that's what I dislike about Crash right now.
All right, so that's the first question. Number 2. What might be your favorite aspect about film? That's kind of broad. Is there anything you use from your experience as a filmmaker to make your content stand out compared to others? Okay, well, I guess it's more of a me question.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, just you learn how to do things in like a high quality. Like, I know how to light myself and make. But I mean, sometimes I think lighting's good and it looks kind of bad. But I mean, I know how to do like basic 3-point lighting. I've been trying to, sometimes I'm too lazy because it's like hard to get a light back here, but I try to set up a light and try to have like that glow in my hair to kind of distinguish myself from the background a little better. Just like, and also like just coming out of film school, you kind of have a desire to make things look visually as good as possible. And that even extends into like gameplay, and that kind of like, just this feeling of like I need to have the gameplay look the best it can. My video has to be the best as it can. So like I've invested in like the best kind of capture software I can get, and also investing in a FrameMeister and like modded consoles. Like I spent like a couple $100 on a modded N64 that outputs RGB through SCART, which that might not mean anything to some people, but I mean basically you get better picture quality and crisper pixels. That's why like my N64 gameplay looks so sharp. I think the first game I did with the modded console was Chameleon Twist 2. I think Glover and Chameleon Twist 1 both had the SVDO on my old console. But I got that after that. Now it's all sharp looking. But also a big thing is pickup shots. I know how to make those look real nice. Pickup shot is the last thing I always do. If I need a shot of me holding a controller or shots of the Nintendo Power magazines, it's the last thing I do after I have all the gameplay and I have everything edited. I'm just like, I'll just put a marker on the editing timeline. I'll say like shot of the magazine, shot Nintendo Power, render of this character, whatever. And I can make those look real nice. Like I know how to set up the lights. I get the tripod, and I have nice smooth pans. I know how to smooth pans is all about like tightening it so it's hard to move. So you move it and it goes real slow and it looks nice and smooth. And plus, I know what lenses to use. Like I know 45 mil is gonna look a little deeper if I want like the focal length to change between one thing and another thing. I want the 45 mil. If I want a more broader thing, I'm gonna use the 20 mil. You know, I know what lenses to use for pickup shots. I know how to make those look good. So that's maybe if you meant favorite aspect of film, if you want an answer for that, the cinematography was my biggest thing in film school, which is basically the look of the film. Some people think cinematography is just using a camera. Not quite. The cinematographer actually usually doesn't control the camera. He just tells the camera guy what he wants the shot to look like. They'll draw storyboards sometimes. I know the storyboard artist is like a separate thing, but like exactly how they want the shot to look. Like take Thor Ragnarok for example. The cinematographer would imagine in his head, I want Thor coming down, I want the army coming up, and I want the bridge, I want the clouds. The cinematographer would imagine all that in his head and tell the camera guy how to get that shot. Cinematographer also determines what lenses, what colors to use, what gels you want to put on the light. Cinematography is also a lot about lighting. So I guess that kind of goes back to me, like knowing how to light a scene. But yeah,
I like gels. That's all. That's me.
You
that's
like
me.
gels. I got that gel kit for Christmas.
Yeah.
Not this past one, but the previous one. One of the best gifts I got for Christmas because
they're
super handy for making stuff look nice. Especially thumbnail pictures. Like so if I want a little bit of a blue glow because it's a game about space, like for the Jet Force thumbnail, I'll just put a blue gel on one light and have standard on the other light, and it just you get this kind of look. But yeah, hopefully that answers that question. Let's move on to the next one. Unless there's anything you wanted to say regarding that.
I mean, when we were doing the podcast that one month when you were reviewing Travis Strikes Back.
Travis Strikes Again.
Or Strikes Again?
Yeah.
I mean, we had the purple one on.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that made it look nice, and it was very, like, related to that.
Exactly. Yeah, so. For real. One guy says, I always wondered about the fleck in your left eye. Were you born like that? Is there a story behind that? Wow, it's interesting. People can actually notice that. I don't know. Is it my left eye? Or is it my right eye?
Like up here?
It's the top corner of
like,
one of my eyes.
It's like oddly, like, it's discolored.
Is brown.
Yeah.
I just have heterochromia. Some people with like heterochromia, you imagine one eye is a different color than the other one. It's just a birth thing. I was just born that way.
It can be like,
but
just partial.
Sometimes it's subtle and just like a chunkier eye is different color than the rest. That's all it is. Just mild heterochromia. It's interesting if people can notice that, but I guess that's what happens when you use.
Mine are pitch black.
Yeah.
By the looks of it.
Let's move on. Were there any episodes of Nitro Rad in development that, for whatever reason, I had to cancel? No mainline episodes. There's no game where I was like started playing and I just didn't go through with it. But there were some side stuff I never ended up doing. Yeah. There was some VR stuff that we recorded that I just wasn't feeling or didn't put out or didn't bother editing. There's one thing when I got the Labo VR, I got you to film me like building it and testing it out and see what I thought of it. And I just thought it like I don't care about this right now. I'd rather just focus on a real video. So instead of like putting that out, I just spent the day editing what I was actually supposed to be editing at the time. So sometimes it's a matter of I'd rather do the real thing.
Put your time in.
I'd rather spend my time on what I really want to get out, or it's a matter of like I don't really care about this. But yeah, I guess you don't really
the only thing that I was just like, oh man, does this mean we're done? It was the time you went away for a while. And when you thought you transferred all the file stuff of Punky Skunk, and then you deleted it, and then you were just like, Brady, we have to redo that entire thing. And I was just like,
I don't know if anybody knows about that other than us. Like for the Punky Skunk video, we actually recorded that. All of the I had that written,
bits,
and then I. Did I go somewhere?
You went off to Fredericton.
Oh, I went to New Brunswick to visit my my partner at the time, and fucking Jesus Christ, like I like cleared the SD card so we take photos. And I was like hanging with my girlfriend and stuff, and like, oops, I forgot that I didn't copy all of the footage of us talking about Punky Skunk off of the card to my hard drive, so I deleted that. We had to refilm all of that. So the Punky Skunk video got delayed, so I started because I had just to wait till when you were off work. Yeah. And I think I also worked Choppers at the time, so we had to wait for a day for us both to be free. Which was really hard. So I delayed the Punky Skunk video for like I think 3 weeks, and I just ended up getting another video done. And then the Punky Skunk video came out like only like 3 days after because it was like mostly done. Just the on-screen start had to be. But yeah, that's the closest like a main episode ever came to being canceled. But we just we went back and refilmed.
I would have refused.
Yeah, you wanted that.
No,
Punky
it's
Skunk
gonna be
video.
up.
I mean, I wouldn't want to cancel it anyway. It was too far into making it right. Spent too much time on that stupid last boss. God, it took me forever to beat that guy.
I can't let you do that, James.
Wait, it's not funny.
Yeah.
Whole callback laugh. So.
Oh no.
You've probably touched on this before, and I'm just forgetting. But would you prefer to see a Super Mario Sunshine 2 or an HD remaster? Do you want to start?
Oh God, man. I like the idea of a sequel, but like I would like to play Mario Sunshine portably,
Yeah.
like always.
Like on the Switch. Yeah, I didn't
like,
think of like an HD remaster.
Like almost like Odyssey's engine with that. I think it looked pretty interesting.
Think about Odyssey's engine has like a little bit different physics than Mario Sunshine, and like Mario Sunshine wouldn't be the same without those like dumb like fruit physics. Yeah. I think the physics on Mario feel like really good in that game. I think they feel even better than Odyssey does. Yeah. But if you ask me, like I would rather see a sequel because like. If they were to make an HD remake of that game, like, I talk about this in the Mario Sunshine video from like a couple years ago. There's a lot of stuff I would like to see changed in that game if they remade it. Yeah. But the thing is, you could also make those changes in a sequel. And
it'd be a whole new experience.
And it would be, so if it would be a whole new experience, so like if a new game with Flood, I'd still get the stuff from Mario Sunshine I like.
Maybe new nozzles.
With the new fixes, plus a whole new experience after that. New nozzles would be cool. Yeah. So like, I honestly, as much as I would like to see a remake that fixes its flaws, I would just rather see a sequel.
You know, thinking about that now, I was like, give me that sequel.
Yeah. Alright, is there a video game I bought the soundtrack for? What kind of music do I like to listen to? I don't buy a whole lot of video game soundtracks unless I need them for a video. Like Hypnospace, I bought the soundtrack just to use the songs and also it's a good soundtrack. I know I bought the Lisa soundtrack when Lisa was new. I bought Undertale soundtrack when that was new. But again, I probably wouldn't have if I didn't need the...
Shovel Knights. I bought Shovel Knights.
Oh, really?
That's the only one I bought. I enjoyed it. I love it.
I don't know if I bought that.
Shovel Knight's a jam.
I remember when I was a kid, Robbie bought the Sonic Adventure 2 CD, the soundtrack. He got it out of a Nintendo Power magazine order or something like that. Yeah, that was cool. Kind of music I listen to. I don't know. I don't really listen to a lot of music.
Anything and everything. Mostly video game music.
I like everything except country and rap. Yeah, that's not true. I like some rap, but I hate country. Can't stand country.
I'm not a fan of country.
No, country is just what old guys who spend their evenings drinking beer on their porch listen to.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Have paint all over their friggin' jeans.
All over the jeans.
And then muddy khaki boots.
Muddy shoes.
Their friggin' Cabela's hats.
Yeah.
You know.
I like indie rock. Like, I don't know if it's indie rock. Like Killers, that genre of rock. Like, I don't like dad rock as much as I used to. But there are some dad rock bands I still really like. Like, sometimes Led Zeppelin will come on, or like Van Halen will come on. I'm like, oh yeah, they're still really good.
Yeah.
But bands like AC/DC or like Guns N' Roses, I kind of outgrew them. I also like a lot of electronic music.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I love that synthwave.
Yeah. Oh, I like synth pop, synthwave. Like GTA 5, you put on like the synth pop channel. Like bands like Miami Horror or like I can't think of any other bands because I'm not a big music guy. I've like really thought into like these are bands I like. I like Green Day. I think everyone hates Green Day, but I don't like
chips.
Boppo's Chips. That's Hypnospace soundtrack. Yeah. Do you want to say what genres you like for
that? Pretty much me.
All right. There we go. What console do we think has the best controller and the worst controller?
I love the GameCube controller.
I think GameCube controller is kind of overrated.
It is like the first thing that comes to my mind. However,
my problem with the GameCube controller is the shoulder buttons. For some games like F-Zero, like you're constantly clacking that thing down. It starts to hurt your finger pretty bad.
I like the DualShock 4.
DualShock 4, I think it's
pretty good.
Great controller. I love the DualShock 4. I love the Switch Pro controller. I think that's a really good controller.
Yeah, that one's good.
I don't know which one I'd say is better. I mean, I kind of don't like that the Switch Pro controller doesn't have analog triggers. It only has digital. Like, there's no degrees of, like, how much push down it is. Yeah. A lot of people say the Xbox One controller is probably objectively the best, and I used it the other day when I borrowed my sister's Xbox to get that Jet Force Gemini rare replay footage, and that thing is really comfortable. I can see why people would think it's the best one. Worst controllers... I mean, the obvious answer, a lot of people say N64.
I say the NES.
When I was a kid, I couldn't figure out how to hold this thing. It's like, are you stupid? Like, I never understood that. Like, the N64 controller was invented in a period where there was a transitionary period from 2D to 3D. So obviously, they invented a controller that can play 3D games or play 2D games. So that way you get a pad and a shoulder button or a stick and a shoulder button. You can switch between them depending on the game. So you're playing Dr. Mario 64 or Tetris Puzzle League, Pokemon Puzzle League. I was going to say Tetris Attack. Or like Mischief Makers, use the D-pad and the L button. If you're playing Ocarina of Time Mario 64, it's not that hard. I don't know why people... That's not why I think a controller's bad. I just think the stick on it sucks.
Yeah.
Only reason I think a controller's not so great.
I'm not a fan of the NES controller. Mainly just because it's brick. No, and I have very large hands.
Yeah, that's. I guess
and
never
I'm just
bothered
like,
me.
I'm like, I have to go like this.
That reminds me of the original 3DS model is the model I still have. Like that's so hard in your hands because it's just a hard.
That's
hard
why
square.
I need to upgrade to the XL because I was like, this is.
Yeah, at least the original DS, like it was bulky, but it fit in your hand a little better. But I do have an answer. The Sega Genesis controller. I hate that thing because the Super Nintendo controller, the buttons in like a diamond shape, so you can have your thumb on 2 buttons at once. And you could like do that or like rotate it. The Sega Genesis it's 3 big buttons. Like there's no comfortable way to like have your hand just kind of dynamically. You have to hop your finger between each button, and it is so obtuse. I don't know what kind of hands that controller was built for. Like maybe a gigantic thumb. Keyboard hands. Like, are you supposed to do? Is it supposed to be like a joystick? Yeah. But like, I don't know. I hate the Genesis controller. I think that's like the worst one. I could never get around it. Never. I just don't like it. What about you?
Yeah. Brick.
Oh yeah, NES. Right. Okay. What else do we got? What's your favorite movies we've seen this year? I've literally only seen Endgame, Detective Pikachu, and Us. Pop culture stuff aside, like, you know, the superheroes and the Pokemon stuff aside, Us is the only, like, real movie I've seen in theaters so far this year. And I really, really like Get Out, but, like, Us was alright. I thought it was really entertaining, but there's a lot I didn't like about it. Like, I thought there was, like, humor in spots where humor just didn't belong, and it was just, I don't know, the pacing of the thing was kind of weird, but I still liked it.
Captain Marvel, Infinity War.
It's
Captain
Pikachu
Marvel well, and Aladdin. Aladdin's it's I guess like I'm not disappointed. It's all right.
So neither of us have really seen enough to be like, this is my favorite one.
I mean, Infinity War is definitely like probably my favorite out of them.
I mean, me probably too. But I mean,
Spider-Verse was before or after?
Spider-Verse was like December.
Okay.
Yeah, Spider-Verse was amazing.
I was like,
because it qualified for the Oscars, won Best Animated Picture. Yeah, deservingly so.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? How many games am I up to in my collection? Do I keep track of them? When I was like in high school and like early college, I used to keep like I think an Excel spreadsheet file of like all the games I had for each console. I don't know what happened to that. I just stopped caring when I got so many. Like I have a lot of games. Yeah. I know I've counted my PS2 games before. I have at least 80 of them. And I think I have 80 plus PS3 games, maybe 70 plus. I have a lot of games. I don't know how many I have though. I don't keep track of them. I can remember which ones I have and which ones I don't. If you ask me if I have a game, and I'll be able to.
You got monkeys.
I have Super Monkey Ball Deluxe on PS2.
Do you have Mega Man Zero X?
Mega Man Zero X?
Or Mega Man Zero for DS?
No, I don't have the Zero collection. I used to have it. I have Mega Man ZX 1 and 2.
Okay, that's what I meant. Yeah that's the first one
Zero. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I have Mega Man ZX and Mega Man ZX Advent.
Okay.
In America, they say ZX, but that doesn't roll off the tongue as nicely as ZX. Like ZX Spectrum. I like that. Yeah. What about you? Do you keep track of your games?
I used to, and now I don't.
Just don't. So like I don't. So people like backloggery.com, like, and for a while, for a little bit, I had like a backlogger where I kept track of my. It's just I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? What's next? When am I gonna review Rugrats Search for Reptar on PS1? Why do people always say? Why do people always ask me when?
Because they're expecting
stuff that I've never said I'm gonna review. It's not a matter of when; it's a matter of if.
Yeah.
Will I ever review that? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I want to review Rocket Robot on Wheels. I want to review Space Circus.
Yeah.
64. If they make a live action Lucario movie, how many times am I gonna see it? I don't know. What would a live action Lucario movie?
Apparently he was in the background somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see them. What game do I love despite that everyone else seems to hate? Star Fox Adventures. I really don't think that game deserves all the hate it gets. Like, I think if that game released as Dinosaur Planet instead of a Star Fox game, I don't think a single human being would hate that game. I've replayed it in high school and I thought it was still pretty good, and I replayed it in college, and when I was like in college, there was some stuff I didn't like a whole lot about it. And I'm gonna be playing it for review actually. That's actually the next game I'm covering, which is exciting because like I remember when I first started this channel, that's one of the things I'm like, everyone hates this game. I wanna be the one person who doesn't hate the game to review it and like do a good job. So that's something I'm finally doing. But I'm sure there's gonna be like a lot I think could have been done better. I mean, like after playing Jet Force Gemini, that was a pretty clunky game.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a similar experience, but I'm sure it's not awful. But yeah, like Memorize, I still like the game a lot. Like I remember liking it a lot as a kid. What about you?
Man, I don't even know. There's a lot of games I played, but I'm like, do people actually hate this? I mean,
what about Monkeys?
Monkeys, yeah.
Monkeys 2. Revenge of the Monkeys.
Revenge of Captain Bumbaloo.
Bumbaloo. What does that mean?
I don't know. Like I play a bunch of games. I don't know if they would be considered people disliking them or hating. Everyone hates.
Like what?
I don't know.
Okay. You don't know.
Like literally, all I could be like, it's like maybe Metal Gear Rising. Because I know a lot of people don't like that, but like
people love that game.
I'm like, I don't know
people were bitter about it when it first came out, but since then we've had a real Metal Gear game, and no one hates that game. Nobody hates that game. Does that you think anything different?
Lion King on Super Nintendo.
I don't think people hate that game.
No, people are like, I don't like that because it's difficult, and I'm like,
okay. I've never heard. I thought people liked that because that was a Capcom one, wasn't it?
No, that was Aladdin. That was Capcom.
So was it Sunsoft that did Lion King?
Virgin.
Virgin. I see.
Yeah, Virgin Mobile.
So I know the Capcom Disney games people really like. What's the next one? Can you unmute me from Twitter if possible? Dude, I mute people if they spam my notifications with like meme images, like or if they like annoy me. I don't know what your Twitter handle is. Reply to this video with your Twitter handle, and I'll unmute you if you're good. Yeah, I just mute people. Like if there's people that like I'll make a tweet and they'll just reply with like an unrelated meme image, and I'm like, if they do that a bunch of times, it's like I want my notifications to be people who are actually trying to communicate with me. That's why I mute people. But I mean, so maybe you did that, and I was like, yeah. But I mean, if you know, whatever, it's fine. Just reply, and I'll be like, all right, that's fine. I'll give you a chance just because I love you.
My mute list is probably just non-existent.
You don't mute people?
I don't know. I'm very tolerant.
Because in my eyes, it's like I don't want to see people spamming my notifications feed, but I don't want to block people either. Because then they're like, no, he blocked me. I can't see his tweets. So
I will say that my block list is definitely something that would be a little bit higher in numbers, especially if you say something very offensive.
I know you block. You show me like people that said just racist bullshit.
That say some racist bullshit that follow me, or that are being little shitsters to the point where it's like, yeah, they're being very like
vulgar,
ignorant, racial, saying something that should not be said.
Yeah, I mean, if I've seen people like throw the N-word at me, that's a hard block. That's you don't say like you're a stranger to me. You know, no, maybe with your friends. Funny racist jokes, whatever. I'm not going to penalize you for that, but you don't throw a word like that at strangers. Yeah. You just don't. No.
Everyone is different in crowds, and certain people are comfortable with that. That's cool. You do it on your own time. Don't do it around me. No. I guess I will say, if you're making me super uncomfortable, I will mute you.
Okay.
But like,
some people get a little too touchy-feely with the people they watch. Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
What else? DMK. It's date, marry, kill. We have to date one of these, marry one of these, kill one of them. Shrek, Captain Falcon, and a bottle of Sprite. Didn't you have a bottle of Sprite here?
I got a bottle of Mountain Dew.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? So I know who I am.
Okay, I would kill Shrek.
Me too. I would kill Shrek.
I hate Shrek. I would date a bottle of Sprite because thirsty a little bit. And then I would marry Captain Falcon because he could show me some awesome moves.
Yeah, actually, now that you say that...
Plus, he has a car. He can drive me around.
Yeah, exactly.
He has his license.
Having a spouse with a vehicle is a very, very helpful thing. Like being a bottle of Sprite, you drink it, it's gone. You date that, it's not going to last you,
Hit
right?
it and quit it.
What?
Have you ever heard of the saying "hit it and quit it"? It's basically
no, but I can imagine what that means.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's You hit it and quit it with the Sprite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. I'm glad we agree.
My dog.
That was a bad handshake, but ever been interested in video game OST vinyl records? A little bit. I mean, I used to do a lot of vinyl collecting when I was in high school because I dug out my dad's old record player from the basement and he let me use it. And I had it in my bedroom, and I had his collection. I bought some more vinyl records, and I don't know. I kind of fell out of it. Like again, I just kind of realized I'm not into music enough to really warrant this, and plus it takes up a lot of space. But I mean, if sometime when I have my own house and I have the space, I'd like to get another record player and I'd get some video game stuff on vinyl. I'd love to get like the Scott Pilgrim game soundtrack.
I know. I definitely wanted this. It was on the Yeti actually. It was Snatcher's original soundtrack on the vinyl. And I was obviously I just played One Night in the Okobe City.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope.
The Granacora end slate. I would love Sonic Adventure 2s.
That's
on vinyl.
Killer soundtrack. I still think it's one of the best.
Same with Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
There's a few I would really like, but
you know it's
it's pretty costly.
You know it's a really underrated track from Sonic Adventure 2? Lost Colony with Eggman.
You know what? The funny thing is, I actually had that as some of my countdown time music.
Oh, really?
I love Lost Colony.
Good song. Good song. If Goku was real, would you let him in your house? How's that? Left toe. Left toe. What? If Goku was real, would you let him in your house? How's that left toe?
I think my left toe is fine.
Did you break your toe?
I don't know.
I don't know.
My left toe's fine. How's your left toe?
It's probably some meme that we're not getting. R/whoosh. Fuck off. I would let Goku. I don't know. Goku doesn't know his own strength. He'd probably break my house.
Depending on if we have some rules set, I would not let him near my amiibos.
Oh God, he did.
And I would not let him in my kitchen because, especially if I just got groceries.
Saiyan diet.
You better not.
Yeah.
No. I'd let him visit and sit in the living room.
I would take him down to the park and be like, we can hang out there. I don't want to hang out with. I like Goku's a nice guy, but he's a little dumb. He doesn't know how to use his indoor voice. He uses his outdoor voice. Let's hang with him outdoors. Let's say that. What system would I like to have a complete collection for? What system would I like every video game for?
I want a GameCube.
PS2. I think there's more PS2. PS2 or PS1? Because the PS2 and the PS1 has the most weird Japanese games that no one knows about, and that's my favorite stuff to explore.
It would be either GameCube or PS1 for me because freaking what was it? Speed Punks for PlayStation 1.
You showed me that.
I remember that from a demo. I don't know what, it just hit me one day when I was streaming, and after I finished streaming, I was just like, I need to get that game again.
Yeah.
Because I was like, leave me alone! And the kid says that if you don't select him as a character.
So there's a couple of questions left, but we're a little over time. So if we didn't get your question, that's it for this segment. Well, it's if you care enough, just post it next time, and maybe we'll get to it. There's a couple more we didn't do. But we're a little over time, and I want to finish up the podcast with that Scout story, because we were walking by...
my God.
We were walking by the park. That's where I used to have scouts when I was a kid, and we, as a scout troop, we were the last scout troop of our district. Because when all of the scout leaders, they each had a son in there, and when their son outgrew scouts, they all called it quits, and that was the end of that scout troop. But we found out they have a new scout troop going on down the park, and I'm like, oh my God, next generation of scouts. And that reminded you of the story.
And it just happened last week.
God.
I'm sitting in work. It's a quiet day. I'm getting some of my training done because I'm getting to the point where I could become a key holder, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm meeting expectations. I'm making people proud. And in walks this group of 5 or 6 kids that are scouts.
Were they dressed in uniform?
4 out of the 5
Okay.
were dressed in uniform. This other kid was walking with a water bottle. Walking with his water bottle, kind of stumbling and
Tripping over
looking
his own feet.
like he tripping over his own feet.
Drunk.
Looking like he did a bunch of like vodka.
He's like
Drank
7.
down a
How
bunch of
old was
vodka, and they're loud. They're probably like
Yeah.
9. And they're screaming and going around and looking around for stuff, and then they're walking around. They
They're
see
doing
my
a
shirt, and they're going,
scavenger
they're
hunt.
doing a scavenger hunt, and they're going, he looks at my shirt, and they go, Cranky Kong, Donkey Kong, Cranky Kong, Donkey Kong, look, it's Cranky Kong, Donkey Kong. And they're like, hey, you guys got something with a bear on it? And I'm like, Freddy Fazbear. That reminds me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, well, like, yeah, it was Freddy Fazbear right there. And it's like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, hey, do you know when Mario Maker's coming out? I would go, June 28th, kid. It'll be out then. And it's like, oh man, I'm just so excited. I really like Mario Maker 1. There's so many games and worlds I want to make. There's World 1-1, World 1-2, World 1-3, Desert World. Like he shouts
Screams
the
Desert
top
World.
of his lungs.
It's like he's Josh from Drake and Josh.
Yeah, and I was like literally blown back, and I was like.
Just like gets to that.
Okay.
It's like he just remembered Desert
Yeah.
World thing and got really excited for like a millisecond.
And he starts backing off and he starts walking away, and then all we hear I look up from the computer after I go back to doing my work, and my manager he looks up and he's like, he goes around and all the Nerf guns that we had displayed were knocked over, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm sorry. Let me. I can help pick that up." And he's like, "No, it's
this
fine."
was
It's
like
fine.
the drunk-looking kid,
Yeah,
right? Oh,
yeah, water bottle boy.
Probably bottle of vodka.
I should call him Waddle Bottle Boy.
Bottle and wobbly.
And so, my manager starts picking it up, or my assistant manager starts picking it up, and he's like, "Yeah, it's fine." He's like, "Yeah, this is as embarrassing as the time I spilt spaghetti on the floor at the grocery store," and I just looked up and I was like,
Why'd you have spaghetti?
"Who the fuck brings spaghetti to the grocery store and spills it?"
Why were you eating spaghetti in the grocery store?
Yes. Did like school let out and you're just like, "Oh man, I can't wait to eat spaghetti."
Because the grocery store, they said like, I've been there. They don't sell like
Prepackaged spaghetti.
cooked and prepared spaghetti.
And he's like, "Yeah, it was an embarrassing
Bring it home
time."
and cook it.
And like they leave and we're like, "What the fuck was that?" I was like, "Kid could make a great salesman." It's like, "Oh yeah, well today we got an offer where it's like you can buy one get one free, or you could put some protection plans on it, or you can trade stuff in." like you just.
God.
And then they came back.
Oh.
They came back.
Good. You didn't tell me this part.
And one of my friends was walking by and stopped in and he was talking to me. I was like, "Hey, Cesar, how you doing?" And he's like, "I'm doing good." And we're telling him about this, and then they come in, and I was like, "Oh, please fucking hell, go, keep going, keep going." And then they came in, and they're looking around. "Did I leave my water bottle here?" And I'm like, No, we could have swore you had it. And it's like, "Oh, okay." And then they seen Mario Maker 2 again. It's like, "So you said that comes out on the 28th? I was like, "Yeah, you can pre-order it." And he goes, I gotta save up. It's sold. I'm gonna buy it. And I'm like, "We don't need to know that right now." Like, unless you're making the pre-order, we don't need to know. What the hell are they putting in chicken nuggets nowadays? like really though. Like seriously though, like what are they putting in those friggin' chicken nuggets?
Weird.
I haven't had chicken nuggets from McDonald's in God knows how long. Those Happy Meals are messed up.
Oh, they're putting chemicals in the Happy Meals, make kids like
Turn
drunk.
the friggin' kids crazy. Yeah, and after that we got back here after I was telling you about it, and we did some recording on something.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We played
God.
a little bit of Five Nights at Freddy's.
The
VR.
last time I'm playing that.
I don't think I can ever handle that again. Like that is we recorded. I'm gonna put a video out of us playing it just because.
The screaming.
You physically jumped back like a brick hit you in the forehead when one of the jump scares happened.
I was screaming when I got to the title screen.
Yeah, like I love horror games, but like that thing, like Five Nights at Freddy's as it is already really it's anxiety inducing, but in VR it's just too hard to handle.
No.
Like
especially when they're animated.
I like ambience and environmental, like feeling on edge, but like just knowing that like jump scare is gonna happen and give me a heart attack is just too much. Like it's not really fair on the players either.
The biggest dick move is when you take that thing off to avoid getting scared. They have the sensor in the VR headset, and it pauses the game.
Yeah, if you take the headset off, the game only goes
any kind of animation. You can see it moving. You can move your head around. It has the gyro sensing and all this, but you put that back on or you cover the sensor up. Everything continues. It was friggin' terrifying, and I was not a fan of it.
Because you took it off, and it's just the dude's face on the
I was like, why is it stuck on this? And then it was like, wait, cover it. And then it was like, ah! I was like,
God. I couldn't do it. Like, I had energy ran out or something. I just stood there and just closed my eyes until the jump scare happened.
You made it. You made it on the...
I made it on the first one, yeah.
I laughed, though. You were like...
I was singing the My Life as a Teenage Robot theme song. I don't know why. It's like my comfort song.
The poor mask almost fell.
I smashed my face into that light. I kind of look around the corner and it scared the shit out of me.
Because I literally went, Jane, like that, and I backed up to grab the light. My elbow hit his mask and it was like stuck there. I'm filming with one.
I could just edit that tonight and have that out tomorrow. So that'll probably be out before this podcast, because this podcast is going to go up on the 1st of June. It's the 28th now, so we got a couple of days before this goes out. Yeah.
If you're following me, or you're following him, or you're pledging on us for Patreon, you get that good...
Yeah, keep in mind, Brady's got a Patreon now for his Twitch channel. Make sure to check out his Twitch stream, and if you like... you get this podcast on yours as well. Yeah. So if you want to like give Brady your money instead of me, I won't mind. I like you helping out my brother here, and you'll still get the podcast. You won't get the Nitro Rad bloop. I haven't done bloopers in a while. The thing is, the problem with bloopers is I guess I did the April Fool's Day special blooper reel, which was great for the Patreon. The thing with bloopers is like, I can't make a blooper reel if there's no bloopers, and lately
you're just rolling it.
There just hasn't been any funny bloopers lately. So. Anybody that likes a blooper reel, sorry about that. Also, a question for the patrons: does anybody care about the thumbnail PSDs? Because I kind of stopped doing that after a while.
Yeah, I noticed that
like
too.
The Photoshop files, you can open them up and see my how my thumbnails are composed. I haven't done that in a while because every time I post one, it gets no interactivity. Like nobody comments or likes it. I can update that if you want. I can just stick them all in the Dropbox. But I want to know if people are actually like looking at those before I take the time to do that, because I'd rather put my time into what people want to see. So that's just, give me a yay or an A in the comments here. Just like, I don't care, don't bother, put my work into the channel, whatever. Yeah, let me know. So I guess that wraps up this podcast. I have an idea on how we can end it. You saw that coming a mile away.
I reflected it right back into your head.
I caught it. He's like volleyballed. All right, good night,
Thanks, everyone.